7 points higher, but Asian stock markets have closed Tuesday lower and Dow futures are down. America is listening to Fox News.
If you're a business owner, you are running a business.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's wrong with you? I'm thinking you're thinking a thought or two. The sun's out, it runs out. Let's stop the day.
And good morning, Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and you have tuned in to the Ironworx right here on TFRlive.com, TruthFrequencyRadio.com. I am joined this morning by, well, at least two and possibly more en route friends and co-hosts. This morning, starting off with Mr. L.C. King Lucas. King Lucas, how are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well. It's been a pretty nice weekend, actually. Went and did a market. Unfortunately, we missed out on that show. That was sort of complications arose, didn't they? So, yeah, and I went to the market and on the Sunday there, and it was quite a nice day. Sold a few things, talked to a few people, and yeah, other than that, it's been pretty relaxing for the rest of the time, which is good. How I like it.
That is good.
How about yourself?
Well, we had quite a bit of rain last week. And as many of you know, a lot of that rain came from the outside to the inside into my basement. I ended up with about, 3-4 inches of water standing down on one side of the basement. It just coincidentally was my studio side of the basement. So I had cords and all kinds of stuff just kind of sitting there in the water. So Dixie and I frantically brought the studio upstairs, which she had just coincidentally decided to leave. She moved her office out sort of into the living room so she didn't feel so isolated. And I moved mine into here because, shit, this isn't isolation. Going downstairs and having to do all your stuff downstairs, no, that's isolation. So she was gone, so we brought all my studio stuff up here. And it's just been sort of trying to get studio set back up. Video routed, audio routed, and everything set back up into a working order, minus that which was damaged by the rainwater. And so far, the casualties have not been too terribly high. I think I've got it working. It's not quite what it was, but it's pretty damn close. And I think when it's all said and done, it will be an improvement. I think between this time next month, it'll be a whole different show. Not a whole different show, but I will sound completely different. So I think that's good. I think I will definitely get some audio quality improvements. And yeah, other than that, I've just been going, staying tired, staying busy. Life likes to well, I knew once my mom had kind of gone downhill medically and mentally that all that guilt that I was feeling when we left would sort of come crashing in on me. And sure enough, once that happened, that's when life said, ooh, this is when a lot of people might be weak. Let's attack him now. And it felt like it's just been sort of one thing after another ever since. But I'm holding strong, feeling good, staying positive. I do not want to commit suicide. Let me go ahead and make my bi-yearly statement that I'm not suicidal, just in case. But yeah, everything's been really good.
That's good.
Well, let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson, or Flat Earth Head. They're on the YouTubes. Walt, how about you, sir? How are you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. I am doing great. So what you're saying is if there's a doorknob involved, we'll know that it wasn't you.
Exactly.
Couldn't resist. Anyway, I'm fine. I'm a little aggravated already, hitting in hot, getting here hot. I go to our YouTube. Well, no, I go to my page that comes up when I open YouTube, which normally I see a little red light going, hey, Ironworx is doing stuff. It wasn't there. I double checked. My little notification bell is dingy, dingy. Okay, whatever. So I get over to our little channel, and the first thing I see is there are 4 thumbs up. I immediately go click to add my 5th thumbs up. And when I do, it goes from 4 down to 2 before it increases back up to 3. Now, what the fuck? That early, we just started and they're already going to take ups from us before anybody really starts giving any. Well, I'm so tired of this platform. When's that lighthouse going to be on the water? Oh, my goodness. Sorry, I hate to start out with a rant, but good morning to you all. Sorry we missed you Friday. For sure, it was not the intention. I was learning new programs left and right and getting things crispy. And yeah, it just was not meant to be. So we all took a little bit of a knee on that one. And here we are again, though. And I'm so excited for your new setup, Josh. I already told you that going in before the show. It looks bright and cheerful there, sir, instead of all that basement dwelling you do.
Yeah.
That's how you become Batman. It's fucking around in all that basement dwelling.
I brought the camera in a little closer too, dropped it down. Seems like I'm still sort of hiding behind my mic now, but
dude, I don't want to be seen either, but I gave up. This is my ugly face. You want to see it on the radio? Here it is. Anyway, we're down a dude, missing Zach for sure. He was doing lots of helpful gardening, building type things yesterday, so he may be recovering from all of that for sure.
Yeah, I rang him. Usually he's on it, but even like 5 minutes before we started, I tried to get him into the call. And usually that's when he'll come sort of bleary-eyed and low voice saying hello. But no,
tinkering around, making his coffee. Yeah.
Rolling his cigarettes. Yeah.
Rolling his right.
Yeah. Drilling the bench. Yeah.
Well, good morning to you all there in chat already. Glad to see you guys. We're here waiting for us. Jason Jones, Alexander Lightwater. Let's get it right. Liz, the beautiful maiden of ours. Hello, Ben Flat. Glad to see you this morning. Robert Page, kicking it over there on Twitter, making me feel bad that I'm not the Twitter warrior I used to be. He's keeping it hard over there for us. Thank you, Robert. I see you, Dawn. Hi. Who I missed? I know I missed somebody. I missed it. I scrolled past Michael Kilpatrick. That's who it was. And of course, the man, the legend. I'm producer the Alan Holman. Morning, sir. Is that Diva here already? I mean, Diva, good morning. How are you? Glad you guys are already here. Excited for y'all to be here this quick. Sorry we weren't there Friday again. But, here we are. I stayed out of the news completely this morning. Just not this morning, this weekend. Like last night, maybe. I kind of threw some stuff, maybe the day before. I don't know when it was, but I threw a few things. But other than that, I didn't even go through my phone feeds. I kind of really disconnected this morning again. This weekend. Maybe I'm disconnected this morning is apparently what Freud is trying to.
Wasn't there an event that happened?
Was that something?
There
What was
was. There was a meetup somewhere, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'm waiting because
I gotta
I'm
look.
completely out of it,
Nah.
off of it. Just didn't. I was completely
Didn't wanna-
unplugged this weekend. If I wasn't playing my guitar, I was messing around outside. It was a nice weekend. Yeah, I didn't even play Pokemon once.
So I did want to bring up something. I made a video the other day, and I used some images in it to sort of explain what I was, explain the video and help. And basically, I put a picture of a sun. Well, what I thought was a sun, and then I got a bunch of comments. It was like, you can't use a fake sun picture, and it's from NASA. And I'm like, oh, well, I just thought it looked cool, So so I've been going through all these, trying to look for a real sun picture, and I really think the ones that are actually on there are just like yellow blank. They're not very, not much to look at, really.
Right,
when
the
it
ones people
comes
actually
down to
take
it.
through their whatever setup. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a
which
dull ball.
which ones are the real ones and which one are the fake ones? That's what I want to know. I'm sort of. It's actually quite difficult to. Well, for me, it is to work out. Do you have any idea? No.
I really don't, because I spent some time on this back as I was transitioning from a space fanatic to trying to figure out how this whole flat thing could possibly work. And there was a group of people that I inadvertently fell in with through Twitter and through, this was even before I met up with these guys on the Iron Room group. And it was like this whole thing where they were locked into space and couldn't let it go. So they were trying to work it out as these discs with domes and all this. And so there's a disc out there. And I'm like, this is not Boston's album cover, people. That can't really be working. That doesn't work for anything I see in the sky above me, So, but they kept going through this whole thing with the pictures that we were getting from those sun cams, whatever they are, those whatever lights, I can't remember the name of any of them now. But you see the blotted out middle because the sun's so bright, and then there's the thing over here, it's a pixel, and that's Mercury, and here's 2 pixels over here, and that's Earth. I mean, it was just like, what are you people doing? I finally just got out of it, but I was trying to figure out at that point, still what the sun was. There was nobody. We were still dealing with 3,000 miles up and all that stuff. So yeah, trying to work out that, just what these images, why are they feeding this to us? It makes no sense to that ball they show us up there that's full of gases and all that. So what are these images supposed to be? I don't get it. And then these people would go into this whole I can't remember the name of the group now, but it was like poles involved. Somehow these discs were, I don't know. I guess we were sitting on God's desk and the little wind him up and it goes around the little planets. I don't know.
But isn't there like a whole thing? I don't know. I remember watching, what was it? Suspicious Observers. That's a YouTube channel. He's been around for a fair while.
Yeah.
But he used to do all the sun stuff. And well, he'd pull up stuff that it was basically you could see the sun spinning and where the magnetic. So that's just like CGI.
I don't know. That's some of the stuff I'm talking about. That's some of the stuff I'm talking. In fact, one of the things that got me to looking at flat Earth videos for the very first time, between looking at Crow's lunar waves, it brought up this other video of this guy looking at one of those images. Like you say, it's a ball and it's fire on it and all these things. And it's one of those ones where, you see the little spaceship thing run up and feed off the sun and it leaves, but it looks organic. You've seen that video? If you're not a UFO guy, you may not have seen that. Well, there's one out there. This thing comes up, it's like a tendril down to the sun and feeds off of it and takes off. And it doesn't look like a UFO. It looks like some kind of fucking organic thing that may really be up there feeding off the fucking sun. And then there's this one he shows where there's the little white light. It's not like a ship, it's not a disc, it's just a white light that's coming around the orbit of that thing. And suddenly the whole image just does this 360 on its head and comes back. And that's when he says, yeah, CGI thing. NASA's bullshit. And that's when I was like, NASA's bullshit. You're crazy. Because this was early on. And I haven't seen those videos in forever. I went looking for all of that not too long ago, trying to kind of just see some of the melting moon and all that shit that I was seeing. Just like Flat Earth. They've scrubbed all that stuff. Casey, oh man,
And the Sunshine Band.
No, not Casey. Casey Jones? Casey. Oh, man. I can't remember the channel's name, but he used to catch a lot of amazing stuff with the sun and the moon and like freaking airplanes going through the fucking sun and bringing a plasma trail out behind it and stuff like that. Luckily, I do have that video somewhere, but a lot of that stuff you can't find now. It's just gone. I don't know what it is, and I don't know which pictures are real because I've seen Chris Van Matra's pictures, of say the plain white kind of disc. There's the sunspots on them and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I know you can do those ones where you've got it's almost looking through. You don't put your eye on it or anything like that.
Yeah,
it just
no,
goes onto a bit of paper and then
Mylar and shit
burns a hole in the. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. So it'd be just something for me to suss out. Like, do they actually have those little plasma trails on it, or is it just has everyone just only seen it as a glowing disc? So,
Yeah.
and how? Yeah,
I was going to say it's that surface detail. I think that for me sort of clues me in as to the fake ones. When you're getting those surface details of the plasma trails and the swirls, and was it just last month or month before they said we were released the most detailed picture of the sun ever? I think it's shit like that. It's just going to be artists' imagination.
well, I did see one of those like pictures where it had like the magnetic fields, and you know how they go from one field to another or one point to another, and they've got the lines, and it just looked like someone's airbrushed it. So yeah, definitely those ones are fake for sure. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. It just made me go on a little hunt to look for the real sun or a photo of the real sun.
Pretty soon you're going to tell me the sun is flat. NASA lies about everything.
Although Eric Dollard's whole
No, I'm not
thing
saying
about
that at
it
all.
not even being an object, it's some kind of transformer. I saw you put that in there. This guy's definitely shaking it outside the norm of the field he's in, but I can't find much, or I couldn't when he was even a thing to look into. Find much, except other people, of course. Oh, he's crazy. But just, don't really understand his whole idea because he's still dealing with spinny balls and things. But the sun's not real. It's a transformer. But somehow these spinny balls are still involved. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And that's why I'd like to talk to him. But apparently he's a recluse kind of dude.
But he was flat Earth, was he? Or he was a flat Earth?
I don't think so. I think he was still spacey, right? I mean, unless I missed it, his transforming over to the flatness. But
yeah, I think I've heard that before with the sun as a portal and things come through, and yep, not buying that.
just because it's been a minute, shout out to Drone Free Zone over there hanging out on the TFR chat. Been a minute, friend. Glad to have you around. And I'm digging through pictures. I need to stop. I was trying to find that video that I have of the sun just to throw it at you. I'll find it after the show.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's probably out there if you look at it from the from the UFO field. It's probably being saved somebody's channel out there. But the pancake, I think, or is it a fritter? What is that? A pancake? It looks like maybe a steak, chicken fried steak. I don't know. They figured out something about the
Do you know what they figured out?
It's a steak. It looks like
it's
looks
hilarious.
like a steak. I see. What is it?
The claim that they're making. No, you go ahead. I don't want to spoil it.
No, I don't want to read this whole thing. I'm not sure all about it. I just thought the image was crazy. There's a horsefly in this room. That's crazy. I don't think I've seen one of those in a while.
That's early for a
That
horsefly.
could have been that helicopter noise.
That, it could have been. He zoomed by me. That's what made me jump a minute ago. It was like, what is that? I thought it was just a big mosquito hawk, but no, it's a predator. Anyway. Okay, so Omoma Moma Moma, Mua Mua, Uma Ua Ua Uma. Anyway.
Yep, that one.
That one. Okay, so where are we going with this? Come on, Josh, just
Do it.
spoil it for me. This is a lot of crap.
Jupiter.
Oh, could it have been alien technology?
No.
Is that what we're looking at?
No.
It couldn't have been. No.
I think
It's a
Jupiter.
freaking critter. What is it?
I want to say it was Jupiter. I read it just maybe earlier this morning. It's a piece of one of the planets, is what they're claiming.
A piece of the gas giant Jupiter. That's what that is.
Well, now don't quote me on Jupiter. I was scrolling past it and I thought, ooh, that's probably the same story Walt posted.
Because I'm about to bust a gut on this one. Oh no.
Pluto, maybe.
Okay, so it's a piece of a planet. Yeah, I did see that somewhere. Piece of a planet. Well, that's a letdown. For sure, I thought it was like a state. Let me share the image with some people's. How can I do that? Oh man, this computer stuff. Oh, this is a painting. Are you kidding me? When I went to the picture on another page, a Mua Mua painting by Hartman. That's what the JPEG comes up as. Oh, and in that, there you see the signature. So this isn't even a fake image. This is a painting. This is a straight up. Somebody call Matt Pyron. I think he's going to be mad. I can't share it. It's too small. That's not a good version. I'm sorry. Somebody talk while I struggle.
Well, we did.
Well, I was just looking at the 6 tips to help you detect fake news. So I was going to see if it was.
I should have read that first.
I was going to use these tips to actually see if that was any fake news you were spreading there. Well,
it could be. It could be.
You know what? Turns out there was only 4 tips. I think that article is fake news.
Yeah. Big picture. Now we have a big picture. Let me share this with you all now that I can see it. Oh man, this is not even how you do radio. Share screen to the radio, Walter. What are we doing with our lives? But some of you are hanging with us on YouTube, and he's completely lost everything. There it is, everyone. The fritter potato. It's a bear claw. It's definitely a steak. There's a steak aspect to it, but it's a painting done back in 2018 by W.M.K. Hartman. There is the picture that they're using for their story. Sorry, I just thought it was a steak.
wow.
But apparently it is a piece of a planet.
It does look like some chicken fried steak.
That's what I said, chicken fried steak. I keep saying fritter, but that's not the word I'm not trying to find.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
small,
marinated.
maybe a small pork fritter.
Pork, yeah. My goodness. Yeah, that's definitely a letdown. I was expecting it to taste like, we have the smell of raspberries. We got wine floating around. I thought it had to be a steak. Anyway, all right. I'm watching too much Gordon Ramsay, apparently.
Did you ever think that maybe
Good morning, Allison and Flat Accord Music, who have joined us over there. I see. Glad to see you guys. We have not gotten back with Allison on that camera training like we're supposed to either.
I know that's partly my fault. Life keeps
And mine.
smacking me upside the back of the head, saying, "Hey, dipshit, hey, dipshit." So once I get everything situated, settled, and Mom will be moving Friday, so that will limit my need to drive out that direction. And you are still sharing screens, Walter, just as a heads up.
Thank you. I'm trying to get off of my thing. That's what I'm looking for, actually. Is the call. There it is.
There it is. As we are joined this morning by Jonathan.
Have we been joined?
We have been joined. At least as long as he hasn't fallen back asleep. Although I know he was out there getting coffee, so I don't imagine he's sitting there asleep. Just muted, in case he was unaware. But yeah, Jonathan from Jersey has joined us. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Dictionary.com. Those bastards.
So they add another word.
Supposedly, they've added yet another fake word.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Supposedly. With a B. A B, ladies and gentlemen. Supposedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's just like, so there's two supposablys.
Well,
there's
one with a D. There's a word with a D, right? That comes from the root word
English.
suppose. Right.
Exactly.
Supposedly. And then there's this other word, supposably. I'm not quite sure what its root form is, but I think it means the same thing as supposedly. Irregardless, they're adding stupid ass words without even having thunk about it.
So you're helping basically they're starting to create a dictionary that helps people that can't spell.
Stupid people.
Right.
Wow. I struggle with spelling.
I'm talking about education system. When my son started bringing home a list of words to memorize instead of learning how to read with phonics and like working out a word he had never seen. What do you do when you come across the words and on those fucking lists? You're confused and lost because you haven't been taught how to read. I was so pissed. Bitched at the school, went to the school meetings, did no good. So I started teaching him phonics and he can read. But children that have been taught words on a list can only read those freaking words on that fucking list. Sorry, it just aggravates me. The idiocy of what they do to our kids in school. As we go into break. Oh, well, maybe we'll get this mystery dude to unmute his mic and come in and hang out. I'm confused. We'll be back.
Hopefully.
Most of us, some of us, more of us.
More of us.
Who knows? Ironworx.
It's amazing how people have been raving about iLife all over Facebook. They've been posting their testimonials just because they want to get the word out because it's worked so well for them. If you're not familiar with iLife, it's a 99% pure CBD oil. But the secret is the synergy between the hemp and the ayahuasca vine, the non-psychoactive component of the ayahuasca tea. We recently received an email from a wife whose husband has Parkinson's. For the first time, he's been able to sleep through the entire night. Another customer reported that they're no longer using NSAIDs because their tennis elbow has been relieved with iLife. The reports have been phenomenal and much more than we ever expected. Everyone should have access to this. That's why if you head on over to iLife.com right now and use coupon code TFR, we'll give you $5 towards your order. And we'll even ship it worldwide. That's iLife.com, AYA life.com.
Hey folks, guess what the #1 phrase that Life Change Tea receives by email? You ready? We love this tea. We love this tea. Time after time, week after week, we love this tea. Life Change Tea gives you more energy, a beautiful cleansing, and fulfills its slogan perfectly. The tea that makes you go. So if you want to be on your health game, log on to getthetea.com and order Life Change Super Strength Tea. Packages come in a 1-month supply, and when you brew this stuff, wait until you see the results. Aren't we all about the results? And with a lot of people's health struggling, we can use a little bit of help. Doctors will tell you disease starts in the gut. So log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Be our next email saying, I love this tea. I mean, I love this tea. Get the tea at getthetea.com. Helping America one tea bag at a time.
For millennia, mankind has been searching for answers to the big questions, such as, where did the universe come from? Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? And just what the heck is the Sasquatch all about? I can't promise you answers, and neither can the Woo Crew, but they invite you to join them Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight in the UK, for Freaky Friday, exclusively on Truth Frequency Radio. spirituality, multiverse, quantum mechanics, the occult, and so much conspiracy analysis that it will make your mind melt. Take my word for it. Freaky Friday. It's more than a show. It's a way of life. I am Stephen Hawking, and I am proud to be a Wookiee.
We are TFR.
My faith in destiny is all I need to prevail.
Truth Frequency Radio.
And welcome back for segment 2 of 4 right here on the Ironworx, truthfrequencyradio.com. Lucas, Walt, and Josh hanging out with Jonathan from Jersey's logo, who doesn't say much, but looks cool. Anyway.
Does look awesome. I was impressed when I saw it. I use it often when he's here. It's usually an Easter egg I'll hide in the picture so you can find it. It's fun. Yeah, I need more coffee, more caffeine. That's what I just did. I added an extra shot of espresso to it, so it's time to get up.
Look at you go, fancy pants.
Oh, it's pre-little cup things. You pull them and peel them and throw it. It's nothing real.
Like
although there is one in there. It's very complicated and not.
Who makes those?
Makes all kind of noises in the morning, so I don't use it.
I used
That's
to get
for
those.
later.
I used to get those at the gas station. Add 2 or 3 of those to a cup of coffee.
It's even got the tube off to the side that you can froth up the milk and steam it up and stuff. It's pretty nice in there.
Wow.
I think that was that a Christmas thing? I think that was a Christmas gift.
Hey.
Hey. Caffeinated, dude.
Hey.
You figured out how to work these things.
There we go. Can get this thing to work.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Good morning, sir.
Nothing.
Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
How are you? How are you?
Good, thank you.
I keep forgetting to go to bed.
It's a thing.
No, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
I've never done it sober.
No, last night I was going to go to bed and then wound up at around, well, I built a fire and everybody sat around it. And then we all did a super cacao ceremony with these people from the Mayan culture. It's pretty cool. So now I'm awake with you guys.
Well, thanks for coming to hang out.
Yeah. It looks like I might be living in a community with other people instead of getting a home and a mortgage and all that bullshit.
Oh, like a cult. Sweet.
Exactly like a cult. I was just saying that earlier today because I had a friend ask, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm still
You're not a bear, are you?
No, I don't know. I'm a bear. What?
No, never mind that.
Then it's not a joke. No, but my friend asked me.
He's more
okay.
he trades. He's more bull.
I said, I'll blink. I'm texting to her. I said, I'll blink twice for yes, 3 times for no. But I said, you got to help me. I said, get my father. I said, I think it's a cult. I'm not allowed to leave the compound. And she started freaking out that I was, She goes, no, seriously. That's pretty bad when somebody doesn't know it's a joke and they've been here. That's how it feels though, like a cult.
You just got to ask them when you pull up. Is this the cult?
Right?
No, we love NASA. Yeah, this is the
Well, this is the thing. If it's a cult, I can't figure out the angle that they're playing. I don't know if it's the drugs or the women, the young girls they play with. It's one or the other. I'm teasing. It's not like Jonestown though. Or the guy got a tragedy.
Right.
Yeah. So no, it's really good people. It really is a community, and people. It's amazing how many walks of life people come from, both in the burner community and other. And they just basically like dropped out and said, F this. They could do so much more, being I guess you untether yourself from all the BS in regular everyday life. And, it has its own economy. It has its own autonomy. But yet a lot of people are coming into it with their own money that they made over the years. So it's all different levels, and then there's new people that are 18 to whatever age finding themselves, but yet they have this, they have their own skill sets, or they're open to mentorship and other things. So it's like they're not getting programmed by college programs that are going to basically saddle you with student loans and no fucking, nothing to show for it. But I'm meeting people. Like when I say I'm meeting people here, we had an event over the weekend. It was amazing. It was like can't even describe it. Fire burning, sound bowls, you name it, we had it. We even had a camel. Don't even ask me why we had a camel here. But Muhammad Ali's first wife came here. She goes by the name Mama Ali, and I got her autograph. And I was talking with her, and this thing's going on the radar. I guess I've been doing a lot of photography, and I'm going to be putting it out there in different magazines and such. But more people are taking interest in the place, so you don't know who's going to come through here next. And yeah, that's where I'm at, down in Florida in Homestead.
So it's like a group of houses. Is that that's sort of what I'm picturing.
There's a large main house. They're building on the property. The guy's got lots of land. He has other land in Costa Rica, Guatemala, different parts of Florida. We're acquiring. You there?
Yeah, that was me adding the call in line.
I think they're acquiring the land across the street from here to expand. Because it's like literally plantation after a plantation. And we're just growing out the community, knocking down trees, making whatever provisions we need to. It's pretty incredible.
To Clearwater, is it?
I don't know where that is, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
I'd have to look in here. Why good?
That's because that's the Dianetics town, like Scientology town, like they own that town, Clearwater. So I just wondered if this was close to there. I don't know exactly where they are in relation to each other.
This is a whole different cult. It's not Scientology.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. This could have been an offshoot. It could have been Scientology.
We still haven't quite worked out. Haven't quite worked out what this cult is, but it's a cult.
We're still working on hand gestures. We're still working on different things.
Have you heard of the name Xenon before? I'm just checking. I'm just kidding.
Fun you should mention that.
Say Xenon, isn't that the processor, or did they do printers or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, funny you should mention. No, but if I say anything else, it's just going to make it worse.
Stop.
Like for example,
we'll keep riding this as long as we can.
Yeah.
Here's an example. Here's an example. So earlier this evening, what did I see? And I said, man, you really can't explain this to somebody. It really loses something in translation. But like when they pulled out the car buffer and started buffing women in the gypsy house, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a gypsy house full of gypsies here. And we're all hanging out, and then the woman was laying there, and she was getting buffed, like you would buff a car when you wax it. And it was quite astounding. The sounds that she made was amazing. I don't know. Like I said, it loses something.
Wax on, wax off.
No.
Right? Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
No mercy. Pound it.
No mercy.
Just pound it.
Anyway, stop. Just stop.
No. Anyway. Yeah, it's an experience, but you guys are always invited. Let me know when you want to come down, party. It's not just a party though. Like partying is the good part of it. Everybody does work, everybody contributes, everybody does their thing. There's vendors, and there's some people that do like a love burn experience, like the burner community, those roles. And everybody does their thing, but there's a lot of hard work. A lot of people are coming together and building together and chopping wood and getting whatever needs to be done. And then the partying part of it is just the community, letting down and being in a vibe with the same people.
Energy, collective energy.
But I'm saying, from the reason I'm explaining it that way is because to somebody, a layperson, somebody just rolling up and saying, what is this? Like, if you have to ask, then you're really not part of it to begin with. It's not that kind of thing. It's not like a venue you just go to. It's kind of like if you're in line with that and the universe has aligned it, like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. Like, okay, I can see how I found myself here.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Anyway, but
So
the drugs and
other
women,
than, sir,
bonuses. No, go ahead.
No. Well, I know you had been doing quite a bit of, self work and
Yes.
psychonauting and just getting out there in some different spaces with your stuff. So changing your vibe definitely can attract equally vibing people, similarly frequency. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Harmonically resonating people. There you go.
Yes. Well,
and how are you finding the wood cutting going, though? Chop wood together and stuff. Do you?
Well, you know what it is. Like, we're always coming up with better methods to get things done more efficiently. So, like, somebody might not be capable of chopping wood, whereas another person's strength might be, whatever. And so it's kind of delegated that way. There's no mandatory, you must do this kind of thing, which I think, even like myself, I used to think, well, how does a community work? Is it like the military where you have a hierarchy and somebody delegating responsibility? And it's no, like when you let people really take personal responsibility for what they're doing, they really step up. If that's, there's no slackers here. They just wouldn't vibe here.
I'm just imagining, like how they have lines and you pass the bucket along, and so.
What? It's not like Golden Corral, mate. What are you talking about?
That's all good.
What did you mean? Wait, what reference are you making?
Oh, you know how you can, the efficiency, everyone stands in a line and you just pass the block of wood to the next person, and they pass it to the next person
like
until it gets to the end of the
bucket brigade type thing.
I got you. Yeah, no, there's no passing the buck or bucket here.
Everybody does their share at splitting a piece of wood.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Everybody has a little hammer and tinks it on the way down.
Oh my God. I'm just going to stop. Anyway, how you guys doing?
Surviving.
You guys are awful.
We are.
We're not.
Truly are.
We're not. We're trying to wake up. That's all.
No.
Trying to keep everybody on their toes.
Well, we don't have to wear any magic underwear or anything.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah, definitely a plus.
You know about the magic underwear?
Oh, I've heard about the magic underwear.
Ricky Schroeder told me all about it.
Somebody. Is that who it was? Yeah, you're right. Silver Spoons. You're right. That was him.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he come out with that story?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think he really got too in depth to the details. I already knew some of the details when he came out with it already, but yeah.
What did he say? He was for it or against it?
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's full for
Can you
it.
fill me in? What?
Oh, you don't know?
Okay.
I'm not familiar with magic undies at all.
Oh, man. Okay, so Jesus came to America.
You don't have to.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to get
I couldn't
crucified.
help it. I know. That was terrible. I'll be going straight to hell. Anyway. So the Mormons, they send you books, and they apparently have secret magic underwear that protect them from doing sinful things.
Like, you know how they say put on the full armor of God?
They do.
Right. Well, they just put on the magic underwear, and it's good.
It's covered.
Chastity belt.
It's the same concept.
Same idea.
Yeah, same concept. I'm not making fun.
We're not. We are not. at all. Making fun of the magic underwear.
It would make sense to put it under everything else you're wearing.
It looks silly if you put it over it.
That was good.
Our way out of this.
Not like that autist who wears his underwears and a red cape out in public.
And really, if you wore them over your clothes, wouldn't they just be magic overwear?
Magic overwear, and we have a show title, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that the show title?
It could be. It's a contender.
Then your pants become underwear. So, yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry I opened my mouth. Look what I'm responsible for now.
Like what you
I'm gonna have the Mormons hating me.
So does that mean Superman is technically freeballing?
I mean, I wouldn't wear his tights.
He's going commando.
Yeah.
You know, I never really thought about it. Is he even hung like a human? Would he even have reproductive parts there? What are the odds that a Kryptonian would also reproduce in the exact same spot as an
in
Earth
Superman
human?
2, and according to Richard Donner, he had to go into the special crystal room that's for some reason they conveniently provided him that would turn him back into a human so that he could have a human Lois Lane. And why you would do that for Margot Kidder, I don't get. But anyway, I kid her.
No, I don't. You're right. I looked at that and I said, man, they got the ugliest broad from the 70s who smokes and looks like shit.
It's like some kind of bar chick. Oh, sorry. I'm being ugly. Really ugly.
She really does. She looks like she went around the block too many times.
Hey, a couple thousand. But anyway, I kid her. Oh, man.
I mean,
but have you ever seen the director's cut of that movie, of Superman 2? It explains the magic cellophane effect. And I'm kidding again. I'll stop.
No. What is it?
There is. There's a director's cut. I own it. It explains some of the horrible things you saw in Superman 2. Like I said, the magic cellophane that he rips off his chest and throws.
What is that?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's all silly.
Nobody even knew he had that thing.
No. Well, that was one of the problems in the early days of these movies. They were still trying to figure out how much to make really goofy and silly for the comic fans and how much to be serious. And, you know,
and then he played
think about Superman 3. We had Richard Pryor playing a computer science whiz dude. Yes, I like Superman 2 as well, Alan Holman. I'm being silly more than anything. You will, Neil, before it's on. But yeah, there were some parts that were really silly.
Wait. You know what my favorite part of Superman 3 was?
The credits.
When he started drinking heavily and then he banged that chick who was from History of the World Part 1, Humperdinck. She was hanging out on the Statue of Liberty.
I do remember the train wreck that was Superman 3, yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that was a great scene.
Does anybody even remember that there was a Superman 4?
Oh my God, that was with that solar freak.
Oh my God. Man, we have just lost our complete minds this morning, apparently.
That guy was a mess. Was that the same dude that played the Lawnmower Man?
Fahey? Yeah, I think it was.
No, was it?
Wasn't it? What?
All I know is it sucked.
I don't know. My goodness.
He scratched him with his fingernails, and from that he got all sick and shit. Remember?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't even called Quest for Peace. There we go. Now I remember.
Oh, that's when he took all the... Wait, is that when he took all the nuclear missiles and put them in space?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they put that package of DNA on it? That crappy Superman for?
That you remember way more than I do. Wow. Ooh.
Bro, I only seen it once. I
saw it once, and I did not retain as much as you did. So
try living with this brain.
I was going to say, apparently, I thought my trivia filter was as fine as there was one that kept everything, but yours apparently is a micron or two smaller than mine.
You should see the sins that I've had to forgive myself for and still have to remember.
But still keep up with. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I did something obscene was it Saturday morning?
I don't know, but we are.
I won't speak it. I won't speak it. Between the hours of 6 and 8 a.m., I did something that was totally obscene. That's all I'm saying.
Friend. Family friend. If you can take it at least to a PG-13 rating, sir.
No, I couldn't even. Not what I
Okay,
could.
then we'll be moving on to.
No, it was something they're gonna watch closely when they do the final review and the Akashic records.
Nice.
They're gonna say, "Did he just do what I think he did?"
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Dude, it's like soul scarring stuff this weekend. That's awesome.
No sheep were hurt during this.
No animals yet.
They enjoyed every minute of it.
Speaking of which, this beautiful woman, I won't say her name because that would be really bad, invited
Is she
me
a
to
mermaid?
No,
Or
no.
another mythical creature?
Did I tell you about the mermaid?
Yeah, you did.
You know, I'm a foot and leg guy, so for me to like a mermaid is a lot. But she had feet on land like Daryl Hannah, so it's all good. But this woman said, "Would you like to go to Key West?" I'm like, "Oh, no, not really. Well, I would, but I don't have the money." She goes, "How about Tulum, Mexico?" I'm like, "Oh, do you have anything else?" She's like, "How about an exotic farm 3 minutes from here that boasts 270 different exotic animals?" I'm like, "That's what I'm talking about. That's like Steve Irwin's stuff right there." So I'll be doing that Wednesday.
That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. I'll take pictures. Who just has wild exotic animals on their property?
Oh, not too many people.
Right? Well, that's the kind of weirdness that John Macedo, aka Jonathan from Jersey, lives.
To be fair, you're in the state where probably more people per capita have exotic animals in their backyard than any other state in the U.S. Just say.
True that.
Yeah, we're talking like the tiger thing, right? Like that tiger documentary.
Well, there's that, but we're just talking in general. Lions and tigers and snakes and bears.
Oh my. Well, I'm just saying this is par for the course in my weird ass world. I would give anything for a 6-figure 9-to-5 right now with a mortgage and somebody I hate who I'm gonna have a 4th divorce on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very happy with my life right now. So I'm grateful. When you guys are all men, you've lived your lives, you've gone through hardships. So, when you get to that point where it's not so much that life breaks you, but you finally like just give in because you are a man and you have responsibilities and you have to just finally say, enough of this childish bullshit. All my, the stuff we were mistaught, the stuff we have to deprogram from. It's like I earned my gray hair. I earned my battle scars. You know what I'm saying? I earned my right to kid around about the shit.
Right.
Absolutely.
And at the end of it all, you find out that everybody else that you meet along the way went through similar stuff, and they're equally as beautiful because they did the work and they didn't give up. So don't ever give up.
That's right. Because in the end, everything will be okay. So right now, if everything's not okay, just remember, it's because this isn't the end.
Yeah. It's not the end. I'm eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as we speak.
Yeah, I sort of gathered you were eating something.
Yeah.
What's not Cocoa Puffs?
Allison figured it out.
Oh, Allison did? What'd she say?
She said, "That's gross. I'm out."
Meanwhile, I should be quiet because everybody's sleeping around the campfire. But I'll walk away from here in a second. So what's going on? What's new on the flat Earth?
Not sure, really. There's an event coming up. Is it this weekend? The event's coming up for the solar return.
That is correct.
Oh, who came out to visit?
I'm trying to pull it up actually and share it with everybody again in chat, which it may already be in the show description. No, it's not right now. Sorry, guys.
Do you guys know Angel Shackleton?
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
He's very much a flat earther. He's friends with
We've
Dan.
talked. I think I've talked with him for some reason.
Tall guy, white hair. Wears it in a ponytail.
The name is ringing a bell for some reason. I must have. Maybe have we had him on way back? I don't know. I've spoken with that name though. I know I have. Here, let me share these.
Yeah, I think I talked to him just with on a call with you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, that may be what it was. I mean, I've been with you, Jonathan. Hell, I'm not
Yeah.
even thinking it through because I'm trying to multitask here. Yeah, I'm sure you and I and he and maybe another little couple of people maybe were talking a couple nights.
He's real good friends with Dan, and he was out here for 2 weeks. We were figuring out some business things, and then he had to fly back and take care of something in LA. But yeah, there's a lot of things on the horizon for the flat Earth. See what I did there?
I did. Shout out real quick as well for our buddy Alan in chat letting us know that on April 22nd, a Flat Earth documentary called Level will be released to the world. Don't know that one. Missed it completely. Share more about it, please.
Nice.
When you can, Alan.
I feel so much better. Thank you for saying that, Walt, because I saw him post that, but I'm like, I've never heard of this documentary coming out.
No, I haven't either. I completely missed this. And I feel like, you know, a lot of time in this little inner circle of friends and family we've created here, the Scouts, us. And so when like Zach goes out into another channel and does things, or Lucas, or, you know, that's kind of when things come back to us, because the hours that I used to spend just digging deep into every channel I could, it's just not something I do. I don't sit and do that like I used to. Shame on me, I know. But I guess once you get it inside you, there's no seeking it like I used to, like that constant thing. So yeah, I miss a lot of stuff that is happening if you guys aren't bringing it to me.
Well, that's going to bring us to the close of the first hour.
Nice.
That was the first hour already?
That was the first hour.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jonathan, get through eating.
I'm going to eat right now during
this
break.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We
right.
will dig into the pile a bit, bounce that around.
I did see you there on the call board, Allison, and you dropped off.
And
just
think
as
we
saw
have a
you.
caller. There we go. I wasn't sure. All right. Well, we will have a caller on the way back through. Allison, ABCs.
Well, she was there. She dropped off as soon as I got
She
ready
said
to
no. I'm out of here. All right. Well, call us back.
Sorry.
It happens. This is the Ironworx. We'll be right back.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, X Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Jeranism Raw with Jaron and Nissa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent, The Eye of Ra with Ra Castaldo, The Infinite Fringe with Billy Ray, Ironworx with Josh Corey, The Kev Baker Show, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Colorado mass shooting on Jack Callahan, Fox News.
I saw a man with a semi-automatic rifle shooting at people.
10 people shot and killed at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado, where District Attorney Michael Doherty says
these were people going about their day, doing their food shopping, and their lives were cut abruptly and tragically short by the shooter, who is now in custody.
Among the victims, Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who was first on the scene. He was a 10-year veteran of the force and the father of 7 children.
The other 9 victims have not been identified yet. The suspected shooter hasn't been named either, but investigators say he did receive some medical attention.
Fox's Jeff Paul reports from Boulder there is no information yet on what the shooter's motive may have been. Reaction to the shooting, Colorado's Governor Polis saying we saw the face of evil. Colorado Senator John Hickenlooper said more needs to be done to prevent dangerous weapons from falling into the wrong hands. Additional charges now filed against the suspected gunman in last week's spa shootings in the Atlanta area.
Robert Aaron Long now faces state charges of malice murder, the intentional killing of another person, as well as aggravated assault in Cherokee County. Long entered the businesses last Tuesday, opening fire. Among the 8 people killed were 6 Asian American women. Police are still investigating to discover a motive. While some say the killings constitute a hate crime, the shooter has said his actions were not racially motivated. Federal investigators say they have seen no evidence to warrant a hate crime charge at this time.
Fox's Gernal Scott in upstate New York, a nursing home fire in the town of Spring Valley. Witnesses watched as parts of the roof collapsed. There were reports of people trapped inside, but the indications are they were rescued by the firefighters. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
Shut up. Okay.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat.
It's like school in your hand. Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
So what's one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
All right, so there might be 1 or 2 kinks I'm still working out.
Might be looping on it. I know mine loops. If I'm not paying attention, it'll start looping.
No.
I don't remember if it was a long press or what it was that made it do that for me.
It was supposed to be set to a fade, so when I hit it again, it fades out. For some reason, it was set to a restart, so it plays it again.
Plays again. I got it. Anyway, we're back.
So, Jonathan, I think your computer may have suffered a little water damage.
When's that?
Was that Thursday, something like that?
Why would happen?
My basement flooded.
Oof. Oh, the one I worked on with you?
Yeah, the one you sent me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. That's not good.
No, it's not good.
What happened? Or how bad did it get damaged?
I don't know that it did necessarily. I mean, I think so far everything's back up and running. I think the only thing I lost was a external hard drive.
Do you need another one? I got extras.
No, I think I'll be all right.
All right.
I just needed the shit that's on this one.
Oh, but you got all the other data you needed off the other one?
No.
So it's what, the power supply's there?
I plug it in and it says Windows doesn't recognize your USB.
It's still recoverable.
It's still recoverable, yeah. I would just take it out of that shell.
Got to get it to the right person, yeah.
Yeah, you get it to me. I'll get the data off.
Did that one time. He took one apart and put it inside some shit and made it work. I'm like, oh, cool. Saved my stuff for sure.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll definitely make sure I don't pitch it. Don't think I have already. I don't know. Probably not. But I got this nice standing desk that mounts right up to the pre-existing setup that I had. So I can raise it up and stand and do the show, or lower it back down onto the desk and sit and do the show. It's pretty snazzy.
Yeah, it is. Very nice.
I got to tell you guys something, and Walt probably knows this. Well, I know Lucas does, but Lucas lives in Australia. There's some weird ass noises out here in the wild. I've never lived in New Jersey.
Yeah, this is
And then when you're standing outside, I was standing at my dad's house. I went to visit him. All right, I had to go pick up mail, and I'm thinking I'm looking at a cat going across this guy's lawn because the light sensor went off. It was an alligator or some bullshit. And then the next thing you know, this thing goes running across. I don't know what. Brush, and then it goes into the brush. When it hit the brush, it was so loud. I mean, it sounded like an army running through. And I was like, yep.
You're starting to break up a little bit there, John.
Broke up. Yeah, we missed most
Hold
of
on.
that second.
Is this better?
Creature.
Is this better?
Yeah.
I think so.
So something said for me to get my ass inside the house, and then my dad tells me next morning, he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a wild puma or coyote or something outside, whatever it was." But I'm like, pumas? They have pumas in Florida?
You'll be surprised at how active your human alert system actually is until you're like, you think it's been dulled down by the society we live in until you're out in the woods and you suddenly get that feeling of,
Bro,
I need to get the fuck out of here now. And then you hear later there was a bear or something going through that area. Yeah. Your senses know. They know it's time to go. You're no longer the apex predator.
Yeah, I'm living in a tropical paradise filled with coral and bamboo and palm trees and whatever. And the other day, somebody said a coral snake came right through the camp, just went across everybody, and that was it. It's just like nobody messed with it. But you're out here at night. Like, I'm too stupid to realize, like, this isn't New Jersey, right? This isn't like urban life or suburban area. This is stupid, If you're not wearing steel-toe boots, you're asking for it. Anywho, it's funny. We don't really have COVID restrictions out here. It's not funny. It's sad. Like a lot of stores are optional with the masks, as far as the smaller ones go. But it's unfortunate as I'm hearing, and all these people were traveling in for this event. They were telling us what was going on back in their areas and how strict it's gotten. I must be out of the loop because I don't even watch news anymore. I don't even turn it on.
No.
But do you guys see it getting better or worse at this point?
I see it better here. I know locally, I've noticed at least half the people now in a store that I go to, and this is like right here in my little town that has really 2 stores that people go to. And I've seen it, it had gone from everyone except me and the people that I'm in there with to, maybe a quarter of the people weren't wearing them. And now it's down to at least about half the people aren't wearing them, and we all kind of nod at each other when we see the mask-free face now. So now in the bigger town down the road, 45 miles, it's kind of just about what it was before, about a quarter of the people aren't wearing them. And then the rest are pretty much giving you a shitty look because you aren't. And I've only been approached once by someone, and twice now. I forgot about that other one. So, you need a mask, and I'm like, no, I don't, and walk on about my day. And so far, no one's been adamant about it. But I'm, hopefully that era has passed. But you never know. You never know.
Well, I don't see hardly anyone wearing masks where I am now. So pretty much everyone stopped
where you are,
wearing
Josh,
it.
there in the big city of Missouri area? What you getting over there? What you seeing?
I still see a surprising amount of people in masks. But it does seem to be dropping off. I'm seeing fewer and fewer, so that's at least encouraging. I don't know what they're doing at work though, because I'm about sick of this bullshit.
And no offense to Lucas, but you guys wearing a mask down there is like putting a Band-Aid on like a major neck wound to the carotid artery. You guys have so many things that can just jump out of the bushes and kill you.
Oh,
like COVID's
I don't think so.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think so.
Koala bear, I'll just rip your face
I
off
was thinking
with
about this the other day. Like, I was thinking about Australia, before they had foxes and things like that, we got nearly just all marsupials.
Yeah, you got those
they're
big ass
just all
kangaroos
little
that work
furry. Yeah, but you also got these little tiny ones as well. We used to have, lots and lots of those, but then they brought predators in, which was the fox and things. So that just annihilated heaps of stuff. Not to mention humans with their large farms that basically
Yeah, but you know what
destroyed
I've never heard?
large.
You know what I heard
Yeah.
nobody ever say in America, nobody's been afraid of? Like we make fun of it. We make fun of the accent and everything when we say, a dingo ate my baby. But that doesn't happen in America. You have dingoes that eat your babies. Do you remember that incident?
I've only seen like one lady, and she, I don't know, obviously got the dingo from somewhere, but that's the first time I've actually seen a dingo. And that was like a
What is a
pet
dingo?
dog. It's just
Isn't a dingo
dog.
like a hyena or some bullshit?
A canine creature, yeah. It's
Oh, that's all.
wild canine.
Mm-hmm.
I know the is it the dingo? Nah, I may be thinking about the Tasmanian that had died off and is coming back up.
Oh, by the way,
Tasmanian
did you
devil.
know the Sasquatch are real?
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, like the creature.
What are you talking about?
There's a creature that is called the Tasmanian devil. It's not just a cartoon character, and it had died off, and it is coming back around again. That's what I saw not too long ago.
Is it from Tasmania, Australia?
I guess. I don't know where the fuck it's from. Let me see. It may just be a Warner Brothers cartoon. I don't know. Let me go.
No, the Tasmanian devil. It's a real, but it doesn't really look like the
I always thought it was related to the honey badger.
cartoon.
Which doesn't surprise me.
I know. I'm aware. It's not really like Taz.
It's not related to the
I
honey
don't
badger.
walk an alligator on a freaking leash either, Lucas. So.
The honey badger.
Honey
This
badger
probably
don't-
is sort of.
Isn't that another Australian bastardization of animals or something?
That's not Australian whatsoever.
They should rename Australia Dr. Moreau's Island. You guys have some funky creatures, I'm telling you, bro. I seen a thing, right? It was on what's that show? Like one of those channels like TLC or some bullshit, right? National Geographic. And the topic was the 10 deadliest creatures or animals in the world, and 8 of them were from Australia.
Yeah, they're
How do
probably
you-
all snakes though.
No, it was you had the trapdoor spider, you had the great white shark, you had the friggin' I don't know, you had some scary stuff, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
How
I
many
just
people get killed by a great white shark? I mean, it
I
may be
don't
deadly, but honestly, you have to be swimming fairly far out at sea, I'd say.
I thought they just roll up on the beach. They have like land sharks and shit in Sydney.
I think they have. Yeah, there are places where there are sharks and things like that, I suppose. But
See?
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Candid delivery.
Listen, it's okay, mate. Like we like you guys. You don't have to lie to us.
So,
I just
story
don't see
date,
these
December
creatures.
10th, 2020. Tasmanian devils claw their way back from extinction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, never mind. It's a lengthy story, but yeah, they're coming back.
How does that
Good
happen?
news.
How does that happen? How do you go extinct? How does it happen that there are no more of you, and then you claw your way back? I'm just curious.
Because they're
Okay,
Australian. They just
so
don't die.
spreading. There was a ghastly cancer.
Yep.
Decimating devils from biting each other during mating. They bite during mating, and it was transmitting this cancer. You wanted to know, and it was killed up to 80% of the devils off there in Tasmania, which is their only home now for millennia. Researchers saw extinction as inevitable, but a new study suggests the remaining 15,000 have now reached some kind of cancer proofness. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff here, and it gets all detailed. But
Well,
apparently,
that's good. Tasmania is pretty cool because it doesn't have like the fox or anything like these predators, so it's still got these little kangaroos, and they're probably only like not even a foot tall. I mean, I've seen them before. They're cute as hell, and they just hop around. Yeah, like mini kangaroos.
these things look horrendous on this picture, but that's because I think they must be biting each other. Yeah, they are. Okay. I'll share that picture with everybody. I'll share the story, though. You guys can get into the science of why this is all happening and the genome and blah, blah, blah.
I'm just picturing Lucas. I'm just picturing Lucas going to work back out of the day.
Welcome to Atlantis Way, under, down, under. The sky's always yellow in rain or shine.
Sorry.
I'm just picturing Lucas, right? Like going to work, he packs up the driveway, and like there they are in the middle of the road, just like we would just see like bullfrogs in the middle of the night and just run them over, splat because there's so many of them. And at the same time as he's looking at them, he's like, "Oh, look at those little cute little buggers," with his accent. And then he just fucking runs them over anyway because they're so plentiful. They're not endangered and stuff.
Well, it's not like he's downshifting.
Huh?
So it's not like he's downshifting.
Do you know that Sasquatch are real?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm serious. Supposedly they're protected by the government, and they put out the stories because they don't want people to go hunting them.
No, Alabama.
don't.
Alabama just issued licenses. And
no, seriously.
Licenses and a $15,000 bounty. The
For
state
what?
of Alabama.
For Sasquatch.
Yeah.
What part of Alabama? Because I'm there.
The state of. The state of.
Oh, they haven't located. They haven't narrowed it down.
I mean, they're issued by the state, so.
Right.
You'll have to hunt the fucker yourself.
No, wait a minute.
What do you go out there with like a jacket on that says Sasquatch Hunter?
Yeah, but no, wait a minute. Wait. There are some guys.
I think that's copyrighted, actually.
There's some guys that they call mountain men, and they don't shave and they don't bathe, and they kind of live by themselves out in the middle of the woods. Like, what if you accidentally shoot one of them, thinking it's a Sasquatch?
Well, then you're a shitty hunter, and you deserve to go to prison for murder.
So you're supposed to just sit on a perch in a tree like a deer hunter?
I don't know that there's any prescribed way to do the hunting of said Sasquatch. I think you buy your license and weapon of choice, bow staff, crossbow,
RPG-7 rocket launcher,
whatever you want. No, but I think there's a reward for the body or something.
Did you see the movie with Sam Houston? Sam Houston? Who's the guy that was in the Big Lebowski? The guy with the big mustache. Oh God, I can't think of his name. The guy who was in the movie Mask. Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
And he plays. He's a retired sniper, and it's called oh God, what was it? How I Killed Hitler and Hunted the Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. I started it and then didn't finish it because I wanted to watch it with Shell, and
what
I
a
went back
great
to it.
movie!
I'm glad you reminded me.
Crap, it's a great movie.
Crazy stuff.
And the whole time he's hunting this Sasquatch, right? Because he's in retirement now. He starts having flashbacks to when he had to hunt down Hitler in Operation Valkyrie, and there were all these doubles and shit. And it was pretty wild. But when he goes and he gets his Sasquatch, the Sasquatch doesn't look anything like you would imagine. I don't want to give it away. I'll just tell you.
Please don't.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna give it away. But I'll just say this much: those things are tough, and you never trust them. When they play dead like in the movies, and you think, "Oh, he's dead," and then what do? Instead of just like kicking it down a ditch or running over with the car again, what do? They always touch it with their bare effing hands. I would use a stick and poke at it, but I wouldn't touch it with my bare hands because you know where that's going. Next scene. Well,
shotcut.
Yeah, I'm just telling you that those things do not die.
But definitely.
And he has to use special bullets. He has to use special bullets.
Okay.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say if you do ever make it up to the area where the solar return event is about to happen, apparently the woods over there in Karen B's part of the world is just crawling with them.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know.
No, I love it. See, this is common ground.
Karen, I'm just kidding, Karen.
We're building bridges here, folks.
As I get burnt.
Oh my God.
But definitely, yeah, I've had an experience or three.
I got nothing against Sasquatch. I would never hunt one. It's God's creature. Well, why are they hunting them, by the way? What are they doing? They causing damage?
I don't know that they've issued any specific nuisance order or anything like that. I think it sounds more than anything like a PR stunt.
PR.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But there's actual licenses. There's an actual reward. I mean, you can go. This is all more than just it's a really well coordinated, in-depth, detailed PR stunt, if that's the case.
Wow.
And they've got people in Alabama running around hunting Sasquatch. If it's just a PR stunt.
Wow.
And I sure hope it's Alabama that's doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a real
So
asshole.
some genius, some
I
governor.
thought you were a story. I was going to go look it up.
I'm sure you can.
So
It's definitely a story. It's definitely a story.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
So the governor of Alabama thought it would be great to blow up another stereotype about Southerners.
I was thinking it, but you said it. Oklahoma.
Tourism or
They soon
something.
have.
Oh,
So, yeah,
Oklahoma.
you insulted 2 states, Josh. Go, way to go. So yeah, Oklahoma soon have an official Bigfoot hunting season. $25,000 bounty soon up for grabs in Oklahoma.
Way to go, guys. Continue to embarrass the rest of us. That's Alabama.
Oh, yes.
So did you guys ever
Oklahoma.
see that Steve Martin movie, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
I
I
did.
love that movie.
I love it. That scene at the dinner table would make me just.
That's one of my
cry.
favorite scenes ever.
Yeah.
Why
Ever,
is there
period.
a cork on his fork?
Why is there what?
A cork on his fork. Excuse me. May I use the restroom?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So this is actually from travelandleisure.com, Trip Ideas, Nature and Travel, Oklahoma Bigfoot hunting season deal. I'm giving you guys a link to. Yeah.
Oklahoma. That's what I think of every time I hear the word Oklahoma. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Steve Martin.
Oklahoma.
Roof wrecked.
Oh,
Roof wrecked.
Oh my
Here we go.
God. Hey, Lucas, you don't need to take this abuse, man. Anytime you want to speak up.
Yeah,
oh,
no, I
back
will.
to the deadliness of your area,
rolling
sir.
with it.
Anytime there's a place where there are spiders the size of small children, yeah, you can keep that. Thank you.
You know what's deadly around here? What creature is deadliest down here? The Florida woman.
I was going to say the
Especially-
spring break co-ed.
Huh?
The spring break co-ed.
Spring break.
Oh,
co-ed.
no,
There you
that's,
go.
yeah. There's a whole, they come in all different varieties down here. But,
Really quick before it gets too far up the channel, and I've lost it. Damn it. Okay, real quick. Liz, the Iron Maiden, in chat said earlier, all we hear is bad news all the time, whether you get it from mainstream or truth channels. Truth channels are worse because we know mainstream is BS. That actually, Liz, is kind of part of why we do act juvenile at times. Forgive us if we get a little silly, stray off into Superman 2 plot synopsis, Jonathan eating, and just having fun on the air, because there's so much negative crap out there. I mean, even among, as you say, the truth channels who are trying to help bring truth to us, even though sometimes it's unpleasant truth, they can actually also get mired down in the negative vibe of it all. It's unfortunate, but it's just part of the negative shit that gets heaped on us all the time. So please understand and forgive us all if we do get a bit silly and off the topic and just, have a bit too much fun at times. That's kind of why we do that, because there's so much of it out there that is just negative. It drains you. It doesn't bring any kind of joy or enlightenment to you. So, but hopefully we do.
I second
slip
that, Walt.
a nugget or two in
Second
there.
that. That's good.
Thank you.
We I enjoy these light-hearted conversations. It lifts our mood, and especially if people are listening to it in the morning and as they waking up, it might help them get into a go through their day with a bit more of a lighter, positive start for sure.
And then we'll always let you know when the Tasmanian Devil's coming back around again. So. But certainly, cryptozoology has been one of my things for years, and finding out that they're hunting Bigfoot, even if it is a travel PR scheme, is a little upsetting to me. Huh.
So Robert Page is asking, anyone ever heard of the monotonic moon cycle? And it's a 19-year intervals. And interestingly enough, I was reading a pretty interesting article about the moon, and I'll put it. I'll give it to Walt, and he can put it in the link for this video. But basically, it shows, and I've never come across it before, and I've looked for it, but it tells you about the moon's cycles over a 9-year cycle, and it tells you about the full moons and how they actually where they rise and fall. So the full moons in the summer rise and set much further to the south compared to those in the winter, and so it gives you a bit of a detail about what the moon's doing over that 9-year period. So I found it very interesting, and I'll share it with you guys, and you guys can have a look at it.
We've got about 2 minutes left.
Really?
This segment, yeah. Segment number 3 is just about done.
I'm just quickly trying to gather up some things here for the show notes with all this awesome stuff in chat. You guys, thank y'all for bringing all these different topics. This is one I didn't know about. Definitely we'll dig into more. It's interesting how he's mentioning that it kind of times into some of the events, 9/11 and 2001, with these 19-year intervals, COVID here in our lovely current existence, when it started, 2020. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Like I just think they're using a different calendar to us, and I think these full moons are a special sort of time to, especially at the solstices and the equinoxes. So yeah, I think that gives you a bit of more of a clue of what's going on. It's definitely something I'm going to dive into further. That's for sure.
For sure. Oh, this is great. Another commentator letting us know news is not always bad. A couple of weeks ago, my dog and I were on the front page of the local newspaper riding our tricycle through town on a cool but sunny day. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
That's good.
Trying to save that. Send me that pic if you don't mind us seeing it, if you want to share it and your location there. If you're not wanting to do that, that's fine, but I would definitely include it in the show description if you were so inclined. You can link it right there in the chat if you don't mind.
Looks like you dropped a link there in the chat.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I've put it in. Yep.
I'm doing too many things. We've got so many links open right now. I'm definitely pushing the strength of this computer. Oh, that is awesome. That's Hank's cousin.
All right. Well, I don't hear any break music, but I'm going to assume it's there.
Yeah, we need to shut up.
We'll be right back after this. Segment number 4. Wrapping up.
See ya.
Good night. Right after this.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Hey, it's Grace. Can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at natureyouth.com. Natureyouth.com. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Oh, God, yeah. Gotta pee.
He was the deputy director of MI6, Britain's most senior diplomat. He was knighted by the Queen and in charge of thousands of highly trained spies. But he was also a member of the Paedophile Information Exchange. He had 45 diaries full of sex fantasies with children. His friend was the private secretary of Margaret Thatcher. He strangled a child and hit another with his car, raped young boys, and organized orgies with children for other politicians.
The Enigma Channel, intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR. Frequency Radio.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day. Ding, ding, ding. Good morning. Ding, ding, ding. Ba, 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 bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Good morning. Ba, bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Good morning. Ba, bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Beautiful day. Ba, 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 bow. It's a beautiful day. Ding, ding, ding.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. Kicking off right now. Walt, Josh, and Lucas hanging out with Jonathan from Jersey, who is chilling down in Fla.
Real quick, shout out to the Alan Holman. That's one.
Yeah, that's like almost every 60 seconds. That's the extent of my maths right there. But yeah, a couple dozen times for the next. Yeah, that's about
Alan
every.
Holman. Alan Holman.
Good job. Shout out Alan Holman.
Alan Holman. The man. Alan. All right, I'll stop. Yeah, brother, we love you, Alan. Thank you for hanging out. Get you some rest, friend. Alan Holman.
So speaking
Shout
of the
out
moon,
Caleb, I
I
saw your
just
buddy show up in chat. Oops, sorry. Go, Lucas, go.
Yeah, all right. No, I just went outside before because it's dark here, and yeah, I just was looking at the moon. I'm like, it looked like it had a blue shine around it, so I'm just like closing one eye, making sure it wasn't my eyes that were funny, but it had this like it has like a blue haze around the half of the moon that's lit. So I thought that was fascinating.
That is.
You ever seen that before? Yeah.
Not that I can think offhand. I've seen it get hazy, but as far as the bluish color, no, that's cool.
It was like directly off it. It was like, yeah. So it was this really nice blue color coming off it. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
So is I wonder if that has to do with that whole idea of the noble gases in the atmosphere. You think?
Yeah, well, I thought it was. Well, the reason I say the the moon's lit like that is like an ionic wind coming off it and going towards the sun. So, yeah, it just seems like definitely some sort of gases or something
An
around it.
ionic wind coming off of it, so like emanating from it is what we're visually seeing as the light of the moon. So then what would phase that? What would cause that to phase like we see? Just wondering, trying to think this through.
Well, this is how I look at it. You know, I see the planets as physical, and I see the face as it basically points towards the sun all the time. And it's basically your position as a viewer from the ground and its position relative to the sun that gives you the phases. So it's
So
like
the same idea is the idea. It's still spherical, and we're seeing the edges, not the edges, but the roundedness of the. Still, it's almost said reflection, and that's not what you're saying it is. It's not a reflection. It's something else. Or is it partial reflection?
No, I say it's spherical, and it's like almost like one side lit constantly. So it's always got a full moon in a sense, but it's just your position and where it is relative to the sun, because that lit face, you know, through the galvanic model, the moon gives power to the sun. So in that sense, it's facing the sun all the time to give it power. And that's what sort of comes, and we basically see from our perspective on the ground its position changing relative to the sun, so that gives us the phases.
Okay.
Clear as mud.
I'm mulling it over. So then the actual, what they call craters, what gives us the impression of the man in the moon or your rabbit or whatever you see, the football player. I don't know what your cultural reference is, but the things that never change that face us that we see, but the only change they do is this wheeling across the sky. So just trying to fit this into the ionic emanation theory.
So the wheeling, so does it slightly turn back and forth? Is that what you're
There's a
sort of
wobble
saying?
and a wheeling. Yeah. I've watched John made a video, John Savage, shout out, John Savage, made a video early on when we were looking at things of the video of his moon locally doing it very obviously. And I mean, I noticed it over the years too, but him making that video really just cemented it that it definitely does a wobble and a wheel, you know.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's unreasonable that it would have its own sort of little wobble or things that it does, like its own little cycles. So everything moves in a cycle. So yeah. But that's how I see it. The moon gives power to the sun. So there's a relationship there that the ionic winds, and it's similar to how a vacuum tube works. Basically, you know, you have a low pressure, and then you have a cathode and anode, and you're not going to see the transference of energy between those two. But there's basically, there is energy transferring, and that's, you know, you get your guitar sounds and things like that. So that's exact same concept, but just in our upper atmosphere, in the refined sort of low pressure gases. And so the sun, or the moon rather, acts similar to like a salt lamp in a sense as well. So
it's interesting, these synchronicities that keep occurring between the conversations that we're having here and things that I'm seeing on, like, from various sources. Jackie Freeman just putting out something about vacuum tubes not too long ago. I'm gonna get in touch with her and have her on. She's really digging deep into the hidden energy and the hidden history and that idea of us being like in a vacuum tube. And then another friend that's been hanging out with us on Twitter quite a long time, shout out to Royal_Time, who shared an incredible image that I will share with you guys here in a moment. Well, I'll just have to put it in the show description. We're getting kind of short on time for me to be multitasking. But definitely, again, the idea of the vacuum tube just keeps coming back around again. So,
and there are definitely polarities, and Michael Kilpatrick says, you know, a negative charge is cold and a positive charge is hot. So that's right. There is the other sort of style of battery, and that's basically a thermogalvanic, and that's basically where you have a cathode and anode, or a positive and negative, and a heat differential. So one's hot, one's cold, and from that, in an electrolyte, there'll be an energy transference. So it's not just one sort of battery, it's actually multiple batteries. And I was actually looking at a third battery which could actually apply as well, which is it's called a flow battery, and that's just two different electrolytes sort of meeting together, and that gives off a charge or a voltage. So it's just different ways of transferring energy, and that's all I've been looking at, how energy moves. So I find it very fascinating to apply it.
Yeah, that's definitely got me saving some pictures and some links here, trying to put this all together. It's still like, you know, the big picture is what we're trying to piece together, and these little nuggets have to be the pieces.
Yeah, I think it will take on, you know, after a while. Like, people, once they get the hang of, you know, the basic structure of a battery, then it sort of speaks for itself after a while. So it's just getting that basic understanding of how to apply it, and then it brings about the four elements, and all those sort of older ideas start to really manifest themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sort of, they somewhat come obvious after a while. So I just really like tying it into these old ideas that are really, because I don't think the people that were before us that, you know, did all those wonderful buildings and things like that were, you know, like they tell us. So obviously their science was, you know, quite good as well.
Yeah, quite. Sorry, I'm multitasking again, trying to get things ready here. The pictures and all these awesome links everybody's got for me. And thank you, another commentator, for sharing that picture and that article. It's going to be the center point of the show pick for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I definitely will want to reach out, like
Jonathan,
I said, to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jonathan, you can unmute, matey, if you need to.
Uh-oh.
We don't want to scare you off or scare you.
I know.
Scare you quiet.
Right.
He's looking for the button, maybe.
Apparently we did. Oh man, that's a tough one to do.
Maybe his coffee wore off.
So even as I'm saving these pictures and going back and forth here through the different links from the show this morning, my backdrop popped up, and it reminded me of kind of tying it in together with the hidden history idea. Anyone who's been to the Grand Canyon has been overwhelmed by just the immense, like, oh my God, energy from it. It's not the view of it. It's not the seeing it. Like when my mom and I pulled up in the parking lot, before I could even get over to look into it, as soon as I got out of the car, I felt it. Like I felt that thing over there that I couldn't explain, understand, and immediately burst into tears. That was the energy of this place. So then if you go looking at pictures, which is what my backdrop's about right now, is all pictures from the Grand Canyon. There are so many things now that I see with new eyes that look like just fucking castles. I mean, that's what these are. These are castles that were down in there. There's an archway with windows. I mean, it's so in your face and obvious now that I see it again. But at the time, you know, I was just overwhelmed by the energy and the beauty of it all, which is phenomenal. But seeing these images, I'll try to include a couple of those as well in the show pick. But it's just astounding, like talking about vacuum tubes again with new eyes and thinking about the sounds that you can get from them and how the different frequency can alter the sound that much, the tone. And that's something I've been playing around with my guitar. It just seems like all these things are being hit home with real life examples, if that makes any sense. It's not just esoteric thinking, it's actually things to back it up.
Yeah, well, that's whenever I look at something like this, and the way I'm applying it, I try and find something that is real and tangible and actually works. To give me a basis to work from. And if I don't have something that actually works, on the ground, and we can sort of replicate it or something, well,
right.
It's just pie in the sky sort of talking. You know what I mean? I just can't. Where do you go from there? So I just try and
we
grab.
can talk all the time. I want to make it something tangible, something real. Yep.
Yeah, and then eventually the hope would be to actually go, well, if I apply this to our world, and then you would take those ideas and say, well, how do I actually build an experiment that replicates that? I've done that once and it didn't work out so well because maybe I didn't do it properly or a few things, but I'm still refining those ideas. So at the end of it, I hope we can have some sort of replication, at least a partial. And that would give at least the flat earthers already, or people that are looking into this, something else that is that they can, it's something that someone's done that is actually tangible, just like someone with a telescope or something like that. So I'd hope to get to that stage where you actually be able to show some of the workings of our world by just applying some of these principles. That would be the end result. That would be, fantastic, really.
And that, I mean, it always feels again like we're trying to uncover things that are right there somewhere in a book or in a alcove somewhere that someone knows that we're being kept from. I'm as you know, reading that Secret History of the World book, and it constantly is throwing things at me that resonate, of course, for what we do and what we talk about, but things also that I'm completely baffled by and just have had no frame of reference before now, because these things are hidden away, occulted, and not easily accessible for sure.
Yeah, for me, it's all just context. And once we've finally got our sort of the correct context, it's a matter of just things shouldn't be that difficult, really, to uncover. It's just once we get the right context and we can apply things, we'll get certain outcomes. And as long as we can sort of try and keep our feet on the ground while we're doing it and looking at things that are real, I think we're going to have wins, And
that's really all we can hope for. That's really all we can hope for. What your buddy Caleb saying, the template, the blueprints, right? Exactly. Shout out Caleb Wilkinson. Hopefully we'll have you in here hanging out with us sometime soon. But definitely just the idea of playing with it and working with it and piecing it together and making it something that's actual use practical. There you go, Caleb. Thank you for helping me out as I struggle for words. That's it. It becomes practical. Exactly.
And when I look at this stuff, I think there's something else that may occur from it, and that's, if I got some, as right as I think I am, as about it, but I think,
and see, this when the ego starts being part of this whole thing too. It's like you start like going, I can't be figuring all this out myself. Right, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's right. I check myself, but someone's got to believe it. You know what I mean?
Right?
If I don't believe in, what I'm looking at,
What I'm
well, I'm
talking
probably
about, then what
if
the hell am I doing? Right.
if I'm the one that is super doubtful and I'm trying to express a model, well, you obviously are not in the right path, are you? But the other thing I was going to say is what I find really interesting, at least for the research I'm doing, and when you overlay these things, once people sort of get an understanding of it, at the very end of it, even if the model was wrong, for example, at the very end of it, they've understood a number of different things about energy transference, and that could go into, help them build something that they need. So there is that sort of side of things as well.
And then the idea of when you are presenting these things to someone, for the first time, even. I mean, we kind of talked about it before the show. I've been dabbling a bit in some gaming with my new computer, as you guys know. And so I've met a person and we play similarly in a very, there's ways you can play games that are very uncool and very griefy and very like giving people a hard time, or you can play in a very like helpful and show new people what they're doing and help a new dude that hadn't played in 6 years get his feet back under him, that kind of thing. So he and I hit it off and have kind of become friends, though I've never spoken to him, just typing on the screen. Found out he lives 45 miles from me, and in getting trying to figure out a way for us to chat, he's now connected to me on Skype, and he now saw my Flat Earth Head moniker there, and he's asked me about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. So rather than trying to type all that out, we're trying to get the mic situation worked out. Hopefully we'll have that conversation sometime later today. So Lucas had asked, what was going to be my approach, and it was kind of my idea being that we're here, we're local. He knows the same landmarks I know. He knows that this is flat ass cane fields of just flat here. You can see forever. And then I can point out, the local place where I went and filmed my sun videos, which not only revealed that the sun was definitely doing stuff overhead that had nothing to do with what I had been taught over years of science, but that I could see so much further to landmarks, like seeing from Burns Point all the way across to Sycamore Point. Well, he'll know those two places. He'll know how far that is. He'll know that really don't make sense, in the bigger scheme of things, hopefully. So having that practical, real world thing to show him, rather than just go, so what do you think about NASA? So what do you think about the moon? Just the generic thing that most people try to approach with as a slow build, rather than just the knee-jerk flat earth thing. It'll be interesting to see if having that practical real-world example will help kind of hook someone that may not have any exposure to this. I don't know. He may be full on board, I don't know yet. We'll find out. I'll keep you guys up on it when I know.
No, not necessarily. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially if you can talk about the area that you're both a part of. I mean, that's you're finding common ground straight away. So I think that's a brilliant idea. And then you can just bring up, the normal ones, see too far and
right.
Picture. Yeah, with the
I'm
vacuum and pressure and
I'm kind of excited about it for sure. Hopefully it goes well and I don't lose a gamer friend out of all this. So, but that'll be cool. If it happens that way, it's happened in real life. So, oh man, we have to be winding this thing up here in a minute. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Weird. I got 8.
Really? That's incredibly off.
I think it's just
That's incredible that we're 4 minutes apart like that.
Well, I had 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Sorry.
Oh, I thought
was very
you had 8
unspecific there. Yeah, no. I had 4:08 when you had 4:20.
Okay. Cool. But anyway, we're going to wind this thing down here in a few. Friday, well, I can't say anything yet because I haven't reached out to people that I wanted to. I did make the connection, though, at least. And it's possible that we may have someone you all know from chat with us this week, but I'll have to go in and make that happen. But I did, after saying I would do that, email him and make that connection happen on last week after I said I would, Tuesday, I believe. Or that may have been Friday morning. I don't know. It was kind of a crazy week with me trying to man the helm here and not having any system working correctly for me. But hey, you know, the plan is for me to take those jumbled up shows that are part of the history you see here on YouTube, where we kept coming in and out and having the audio issues, and just download the fresh, clean TFR version for you guys and make a video that will present those shows that you can't really hear in full on YouTube for you. I just have to get it done. There's the rub. But I will, damn it.
Wow, yeah. Time. That's been my issue for the last, feels like month or 2 months. Yeah, just constantly, trying to get everything in place. I was like, I need to start writing lists or something so I can order, get myself in order.
Right. I'm so bad about getting focused on one thing, obsessed, some people might say, and getting lost in that way too long, like doing the guitar setup for that freaking pedal over this last few months. I was so lost in that to the exclusion of just about everything else. Now that I've kind of got it sounding okay, I've, kind of lost that edge of madness I had feeling there buying a pedal every 2 days, it felt like. But now I'm trying to tweak my computer. I'm back in it now. I'm trying to get those frame rates up. So yeah, I definitely need to learn how to spread my focus. And then I say no, because multitasking is evil. I will keep my focus laser sharp. Anyway, thank you, Jonathan, who quieted out on us this last little part. I don't know what happened. Too much peanut butter.
Too much Squatch talk.
You've been hunting.
All right.
Sasquatch.
All right. Thank you.
Although
Josh.
he brought it up.
Thank you, Lucas. It was a good morning, sirs.
It
Miss you,
was.
Zach.
Miss you, Zach. Hope you slept well.
Shout out to Candy. MC Nasely's making it in at her perfect time.
Oh, she got her shout out earlier in chat. She and Pav both.
Nice.
Shout out to Pavlo.
Shout out to Pav for damn sure. Love you guys. Thank you all.
Shout out Slamo. Shout out Alan Holman.
Alan Holman, Alan Holman, Alan Holman, Alan Holman, Alan Holman, Alan Holman. Love y'all.
Love you
Thanks, guys.
You have a great rest of your week. We will see you right back here Friday morning for another episode of the Ironworx. You guys have a great rest of your week. In the meantime, be good, be well. We love you. Bye-bye.